Hey y'all, welcome to the Tube's Weekend Edition. Yes, that time again to re-talk about the hottest stories of the passing week. Take a deep breath. Here we go. With me in the studio, as usual, are Shai Ringel and Yaron Tenbrink, the Tube's team. How was your week, team?
It was a nice week. I was very excited to hear the last episode of Serial, which broadcast on Thursday. And, you know, there was a lot of hype about it.
Who did it? Don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a terrible week. I came back from a vacation in Berlin, and I kind of wished I'd stay. No pun intended. You know, no. It's not because of you.
Okay.
It's kind of because of
it's
me.
kind of
Yeah,
because
it's
of
kind of
me.
because of
I represent work. Never mind. Okay, let's start our show. On Tuesday night, Sony decided to pull the interview, Seth Rogen's movie, about the assassination of Kim Jong-un and blocked its planned screenings in the US after death threats made by the Sony hackers to any theater that will show the movie. Yes, girls and boys, the hackers have won. Sony and American government agencies have pinned the blame on North Korea, despite weak evidence, but in either case, this is developing to be the biggest tech story of the year. So, Shai, did North Korea win? Do you think they actually did it? If they did do it, why aren't they claiming victory?
There are a lot of questions. For North Korea, they wanted to pull the movie. They have, as a country, regulation of usually freaking out of things and telling their citizens that they are in a constant war, and this specific thing goes exactly the way they planned it. They probably, if they did it, they didn't do it from the inside. They probably had hackers from other countries that they paid a lot of money to do so. But the interesting story here, I think, is that now those hackers are called terrorists. Like, there's a lot of groups calling them terrorists and a terror attack, and we need to think about the way we call this hacking, because there were threats, but nobody got hurt.
But is that the definition, Yaron, of a terror attack, or do you?
No, definitely not. I mean, that's a huge exaggeration. It hit Sony bad, but hitting a corporation is not a terror attack. Hitting a corporation in a way that doesn't, it hurt them financially. They'll probably lose about $200 million because of it. That's a lot of money. But hurting money is not terror, okay? We have to be very clear about that.
But but what's going on here is political.
It's definitely political, but it's also political to say that North Korea did it, because there is absolutely or almost no evidence that North Korea actually did it. If you'd ask me, I'd say they're not capable of doing it technologically.
But Shai said they paid people that
are
able.
If they paid, that's a possibility. But again, evidence is very, very weak.
There is evidence, like lines from the code were written in Korean.
That means a Korean hacker was involved. It still doesn't mean that North Korea...
But death threats, okay, which is the reason they pulled the movie, that's already dangerous. It's not only about money of a corporation.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to shut down things in Israel because of death threats, the whole country would be shut down, It's like this kind of threat is not credible. There's no reason to believe that anyone would actually do anything on the ground in the United States to people who go to this movie.
So you would have put the green light on screening the movie?
Of course. I mean, this movie, it's a movie that now everybody wants to see. And it's basically, what it is a stupid comedy, and Sony could have made a lot of money on it. So I think Sony's decision is just very, very strange. This whole story is very strange. It's the hack of the century so far, if you don't include hacking the
Iranian
nuclear reactor,
yeah.
And it's definitely the biggest tech story of the year. But from hacking until killing, there's a big distance, and I don't think we're there yet.
Shai, do you think we'll ever see the movie?
Oh, that's a problem, because right now Sony is not they are not doing the right thing by releasing. They can just release the movie online and nobody will get hurt. And Sony are maybe trying to play the victim card here, maybe for their investors. And I hope we'll see the movie, but Sony did so horrible decisions in this case that they can actually pull it off forever. And
Kind of makes you understand how they lost $2 billion last year.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now that the movie is blocked from screening, is the story coming to an end?
Nope, because leaks are still coming out, and the big thing here is leaking very, very specific details, emails, credit cards of employees and executives in Sony, and I think we're going to see backlash for that still going on in the next week or even more.
And we'll keep you updated on this backlash here on the Tube. Now, everybody loves hashtags, especially web activists. This week saw the global rise of hashtag I'll Ride With You, starting in Australia after the Sydney hostage crisis emerged, in solidarity with Australian Muslims who found themselves attacked in public transportation. This week has also seen the continuation of civil unrest in the US of A, where hashtags such as Criming While White and Black Lives Matter were widely used to promote protests against police brutality and racism. And then came Samuel L. Jackson with this.
All you celebrities out there who poured ice water on your head, here's a chance to do something else. I challenge all of you to sing the We Ain't Gonna Stop Till People Are Free song. Here we go. I can hear my neighbor crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle and I can't leave. Calling out the violence of the racist police. We ain't gonna stop till people are free. We ain't gonna stop till people are free. Come on, sing it out.
So it's been a few days since Samuel Jackson posted this video. Nothing really happened with it. How do you explain that? What's wrong with this hashtag or with hashtags in general when they try to be super political, super activists?
There are hashtags who succeed, there are hashtags who fail. We still don't know if it will fail or not, the Samuel L. Jackson thing. Probably will, because there has been a few days and nobody...
Where's
really...
Oprah?
She's hiding, and she
was the first one of the first ones to put ice on her in the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah, putting ice on yourself is very easy. It's fun, it's funny, it's for a good cause. Nobody goes like, hey, I support ALS, so why are you against it? But this is a volatile issue. And the I'll Ride With You hashtag in Australia also revolves around a very volatile subject. Racism around the world is a big problem. And although very few people are proud to be racist, racism is everywhere, okay? So the problem we have with hashtags, I think, is that it lets people feel like they did something when they didn't actually do anything. People writing tweets and saying, I'll ride with you, are not doing the same thing than people who are actually going to Muslims on the bus and saying, I'll ride with you. That's like the difference between online world and real world.
Yeah, but I think that a real racist will never hashtag I'll ride with you.
Of course not.
Which is a beginning of, putting some values in who you are as a person, what you believe in.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that web activism is not important. I'm just saying that it's very weak in its ability to really create a big change.
When I first heard of I'll Ride With You, I was surprised for the better, because I know that we live in Israel. In times of war, it's really hard to loud out a voice going against, they're the enemy and that's it. So there was a surprising positive approach to this hashtag, and the fact it was successful means a lot, in my opinion.
It's a moving hashtag. I mean, we were all moved by it. We were all happy to see it happening. It's way better than people just using Twitter to have like racist fights. So yeah, it's nice to have.
Shai, shortly, do you think hashtags can change the world?
No, that's shortly. If we think about hashtag as a political a tool, there is the political tool of making everybody talk the same subject, and this is kind of hashtag. It's people taking back the power of saying, okay, we are going to talk about this subject and only this subject, and please join us. And now it's trending and it's not trending and all of those stuff. But it's not enough. The thing is...
I agree with you. It's not enough. You can do more. But when you see the hashtag, also hashtag, we have to move on. It's the most important innovation of the week, and it's all about an upcoming program from Microsoft breaking down language barriers by offering on-the-fly automated voice translations through its Skype communication service. Yesterday, Microsoft showed off a bit of its universal translator, bringing Douglas Adams' vision of the Babelfish a bit closer to reality. Check it out. It's really awe-inspiring.
Hi, can you guess where I live?
¿Te encuentras en América del Norte?
Yes. Do you live in central Mexico?
Sí. ¿Te encuentras en Estados Unidos de América?
Yes. Do you live in a capital city?
Sí. ¿Estás cerca de Seattle?
You're very close to Seattle. Are you in Mexico City?
Sí. ¿Estás en Tacoma?
Yes. Very good guess.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Do you like living in Mexico City?
¿Te gusta vivir en la Ciudad de México?
Aquí está muy lindo.
Here is very nice.
What do you do for fun?
¿Qué haces para divertirte?
Oh, look, they're so far away. Okay, so Yaron, how come this is not like the headlines of the news?
That this is everything that's wrong with media in this world.
Yeah, well, it's the third topic in the lineup.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, even when we reported it, we just reported it inside one of our tube flashes. It was the biggest news that day, but still, I mean, news-wise, you go like, okay, it's new, nobody knows about it, so maybe it's not that important, but the reason we're talking about it again is that it's really, really, really important, and it's gonna change lives, our lives, in the very near future, everywhere.
Because when you're going to have your smart glasses with your little earphone, you can just talk your own language to anyone all over the world.
Everywhere, and everybody understands you, and you can understand everybody, and this is nothing short of amazing technology. And
we love technology that solves social problems, and this is a technology that can solve a lot of social problems, which is the language barrier. And when you think about it, there's still a way to go, because you want to hear people in their own voices and to connect with them and not hear that computer synthesized voice, of course. But it will happen. It will be there. And the fact that we can have a real-time translator, not only with voice, there's the technology that can you can shoot signs and get the translation in real time. It can move so many barriers that, you know.
So our children will be like, you had to learn languages?
yeah, that's the amazing I mean, if you look into the future, it changes everything. It will help us understand each other. The first question my wife asked me when I told her about it is, does it do Arab Hebrew translations? Because if we can talk to people in the Arab world like that, that would change a lot.
Will you, Mr. I don't want to put any gadget in my body or near me because privacy is so important, will put something so close to him all the time?
If I had like a Babelfish, like in Douglas Adams' stories, I would put it in my ear in a second.
Okay. What language do you want to talk to, Shai?
Every language. But
No, that's the beauty of the thing. That's really...
I don't need to choose. But you know, there are very interesting aspects here, and when you think about Microsoft, you know, that very, very American company trying to learn the language, which is something people in the United States don't usually understand, you know, second language.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept.
Just really shortly, people that see the show now, it's already working on Skype. I can connect chat with people from around the world?
They did a couple of experiments with it, and it worked. And they're going for a full beta next year, probably.
Okay.
And we're going to see if it works well, and we're waiting.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much, Shai. Thank you very much, Yaron.
Thank you, Jason.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new show of The Tube, of course. If you're lonely, if you're longing, if you want more of us, log on to Twitter and Tumblr. It's TheTube24. And always remember, whenever you're feeling powerless, remember that one single of your pubic hairs can shut down a successful restaurant.